Welcome to Tech Tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how to make a PHP image uploading script. This is from a previous tutorial, so just ignore it. So first we're going to start off with a standard form submission kind of thing. And it's just going to be our post variable, checking to see if submit was set. Now we're going to put an else statement here, so if it is not set, then we're going to display the form in which somebody can set it. So we're going to do, I think I had table, just for some formatting issues. And then we're going to set the form here. And then inc type. This is very important. So you want to make the ENC type, I think it's inc type, multi-part form data. And then you're just going to do action method post. This is kind of a dull spot in this tutorial, but stick in there. And then since we're making a table, we're going to be doing a tr, and then our actual input. So input type text name user, because that'll be the username. And then we're actually going to make another part here. And then we're going to upload the file that we want to upload. So we're going to make a file area here. And I keep on screwing that up. Input type file name, and I have my name as picture. TD. Alright, so this is actually a TR here. Slash TR. TR. And then we have to include our input type submit name submit value upload. Alright, I think that is it. Let me just do a real quick check. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh, I'm missing a message here. Let me just copy and paste that. Alright, so that's just like a message saying, hey, how are you, or whatever. Alright, so let's go to the very top here. So first off, in being able to upload this file, we're going to have to make a file repository. I'll just copy paste that because I don't think I could spell that. There we go. And we're going to make the file upload to .slash, but we're going to modify that later. Since we want to alter the file name, we're going to need to have the user post his or her name using the post user. And then we're going to make an extension boolean variable. We're going to set that to false, so that if something goes wrong and it's set to true, then it might go through. But if it's set to false, then no matter what happens, nothing's going to happen. That's just my rule of thumb. So we set 3 variables to false. Now we want to check and see if the string length of the username, this is not important to uploading the file, but this is just something that would be of value. We want to see it if it's actually greater than 0, and if it isn't, then we're going to present a message style color red, no username, and then we're going to set the user boolean value to false. Actually, we really don't need to do this, but I have this in my script, so might as well do that. It might be something that can be avoided since it's already set to false in the beginning. Alright, so now we're going to use the files variable here. This is an important variable because it allows you to manipulate the file that was submitted to the ink type multi-part form data. So we're going to be using the picture, since that was the name right here. So in your input type file, use your name, picture, and put it in here. So if I put dog in here, put dog in there. So file, picture, and we're going to be using the size as part of the array, as the files variable here is an array. So we're going to be using the size. And we're going to be checking the size of it, and it just so happens that 102400 is a megabyte, and we're going to check and see if the file is really the size that it should be, and if it is under or equal to a megabyte, then we're going to set the size boolean to true so that later on it'll be okay to continue. And we don't need, actually I did put, yeah, we don't need that bracket. So now we're going to do an else statement here. So if it is not true, then we're going to echo out. Let me just copy paste my error message here so we can save everybody's time. There we go. And now we're going to set the size boolean to false. We really don't need to do that. I don't think I'm wanting to, but okay, so we're going to set that to false. I think that's redundant, so I could be wrong. Then we're going to be checking to see if the file we're going to be using the is uploaded file variable here, and method. We're going to be submitting the actual file in this method. So we're going to be using picture, and then TMP name. And it has to be TMP name no matter what. And then we are going to do something inside of this if statement. So we're going to be checking the ink type, the MIME type. MIME type. And that just tells us what's actually being submitted. So we're going to be using the files variable again. Files, picture, type, close out that. Then we're going to be using a case. So if this picture type is like a JPEG, we're going to be using the MIME type for a JPEG. If it's a GIF, so on. So the first one is image / JPEG. And if you go to Google and search list of MIME types, and you want to submit like a Word document, then you can use the MIME type for Word document. It's just a big list. So we're going to be actually setting the extension. We're going to be using the extension variable later. So we're going to be setting the extension variable there, and then the extension boolean, we're going to set that to true. And I actually made this script when I was beginning PHP, so some of the stuff may be a little redundant as I am looking at it right now. And it does. But as far as like performance enhancement, you could maybe take this out, and if it reaches the end of the switch statement, then just set it to false. So you don't have to keep on putting true in here. But I have not tested that yet. Extension .gif GIF file, extension boolean equals true. We're going to break case image / PNG for ping, extension PNG txt bool. So a lot of this is just the same thing over and over and over again, as you can see. Alright, so I think that's the end of that. So now that we've tested to see what type it is, so say we submitted a Word document, and it goes through here and it says no, 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 then we're going to hit the extension boolean variable here will always be set to false. So when we come back down here, when I'm going to be writing the next thing, it'll say, oh, it's false. It'll skip over it and present an error message. So now we're going to be doing that. So we reach the end of our switch statement here. Use an if statement. If ext boolean. So here's where our boolean values come into hand. So ext boolean, and then our size boolean, and our user boolean. So if these are all true, then we are going to, I'm going to look over my notes here, and we're going to be using the result. It can be anything that you make it. Move uploaded file. So we're going to be using move uploaded file. I just realized that we were a little low there. We're going to be using this files variable again. Picture TMP name. And we're going to be going to the file repository, so let me just go up here and grab that, so I can't spell it for the life of me. And you don't need to use file repository, but that is just what I chose, I guess, because I'm... Alright, there we have images, user, that's what's been posted, extension, if I can spell that right, yeah, there you go, extension. And then we're going to close that out with two other parentheses, yeah, these are parentheses, I think. Oh well, I forgot what they're called. So if the result is true, which is this variable here, so if move uploaded set file returns a true boolean value, then this if statement result will then print out a successful message. So maybe just copy and paste that. And then we're going to go down here and print out an else statement saying, oh no, you screwed up. So let me just put that down here. And then see if there's anything else. Yeah, this could be important here. It's kind of redundant, because if somebody does upload a file that is too large, it'll already tell them up here. But in case there's any last minute problems, then you can fix them here. But I think that is entirely the script. The only thing that isn't gone over here is submitting it inside a database. So here's a diagram kind of showing you how I go about uploading images to my server after we just went over the script, but as far as not putting it in the database. So when the user initially uploads a script, what happened there? Brushes. So when the user initially uploads a script, it goes to the server, I mean his image, sorry. He uploads his image to the server. We store it on the server here in a slot or whatever it's stored on, and it's later retrieved. I don't store images on a database for the reasons of keeping it fast, because I usually reserve my database for like usernames, passwords, things like that. And if you have all these images or binary objects in there, it can really slow down the process. So I generally recommend just putting it on the server. Please go to TigerTutorials.com, find the complete uploading script and more relevant tutorials. Thank you.